Hello there.
So today I put out a poll saying, which movie should I react to, Apocalypse Now or Doctor Strangelove? I've been putting Apocalypse Now for a while now because I really want to react to it, and at the time I finished gym, Apocalypse Now was winning, so I reacted to Apocalypse Now. Out of curiosity, I checked the poll after I finished that film, and Doctor Strangelove was winning. So I was like, you know what? Let's knock down 2 reactions in one day, baby. Let's film them both. And I edited Apocalypse Now as well. But now, today, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Elie Moses, a 23-year-old law and film student here from Sydney, Australia, shooting his shot, baby. And we are going to be watching Stanley Kubrick's Doctor Strangelove for the first time. This film has an 8.4 on IMDB, so it is a top 250 film as well. So this is perfect because we're making our way through the IMDB top 250 as well. And we recently watched Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey, and I've also done A Clockwork Orange and The Shining on the channel, so I'm hella excited for this one. But apparently this one's a little bit different. Apparently it's like a war satire and comedy on the Cold War. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see what this film has in store for us, what Kubrick has in store for us. This is my movie reaction for Doctor Strangelove, my first time watching. Let's get into it. Let's smash it. Here we go. Now, I don't know too much about the Cold War. I don't really know too much about it. I was more of an ancient history person in school. All I know is that it was a period of geological and political tension between the United States and the Soviet Union. Basically, the two nations comparing who has the better Nerf gun collection. That's all I know. Yeah. Even like the credits here, or the opening credits, are sort of written like a school student wrote them. The way it's like a texter. Oh, chalk, sorry, it looks like chalk. Oh, James Earl Jones is in this? Let's go! I'm watching this on SBS as well because it's free on SBS, and there's no subtitles, which is a bummer, so oh well. I feel like a lot of things in this film might go over my head, and I apologize in advance for that. I will try my best.
Well, I don't know, sir. We spoke just a few moments ago on the phone, didn't we?
You don't think I'd ask if you recognize my voice
The
unless
guy's-
it was pretty damned important, do you, Mandrake?
No, I don't, sir, no.
The guy's
All right,
accent.
let's see if we can stay on the ball. I want this flash to all sections immediately.
Condition read, sir, yes. Jolly good idea. Keeps the men on their toes.
Group Captain, I'm afraid this is not an exercise.
Not an exercise, sir.
I shouldn't tell you this, Mandrake, but you're a good officer and you have a right to know.
Jack the Ripper. Jack
Looks
the
like we're in
Ripper.
a shooting war.
Oh, hell.
Equal to 16 times the total explosive force of all the bombs and shells used by all the armies in World War II.
Wow.
Based in America, the Airborne Alert Force is deployed from the Persian Gulf to the Arctic Ocean. They are all 2 hours from their targets inside Russia.
I wonder if the shots of the planes right there, and sort of like the external shots of the airport, like the wide shots and the vast shots of like the airport itself, I wonder if they're all miniatures. And the production team basically designed a miniature airport and miniature landscape of the planes flying, and they're on strings, and that's how we filmed them, and obviously added the sounds after. I wonder if it was done like that by Kubrick. I'm guessing probably it was. Playboy magazine. Hey, buddy. Focus on flying. Focus on flying. We're in the middle of a nuclear war, and these men are looking at the nuclear weapons on a woman's chest. Both of them. all, all the plans are the same wing attack.
This is crazy, but I just got a message from base over the CRM 114. He called his wing attack for an hour. Alpha Romeo.
Well, boys, I reckon this is it. Nuclear combat toe-to-toe with the Ruskies.
Put the cowboy hat on, baby. Oh, this song.
Look, boys, Ain't much of a hand at making speeches.
Hello? Oh, yes, General Turgidson is here, but I'm afraid he can't come to the phone at the moment. Well, this is his secretary, Miss Scott. Freddie, how are you? Fine, and you? Oh, we were just catching up on some of the General's paperwork. Well,
Yo.
look, Freddie, he's very tied up at the moment. I'm afraid he can't come to the phone. Freddie, the thing is, the General is in the powder room right now. Could you tell me what it's about?
The powder room.
Just a second. Apparently, they monitored a transmission about 8 minutes ago from Burleson Air Force Base. It was directed to the 843rd Bomb Wing on airborne alert. It decoded as wing attack, plan R.
Tell him to call, what's his name? Base Commander, Ripper. I have to think of everything on. Wow. Are you sure it's plan R?
Are you sure it's plan R?
What's cooking on the threat board?
What's going on the threat board?
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all?
I don't like the look of this, Fred. I tell you what you better do, old buddy. You better give Elmo and Charlie a blast and bump everything up to condition red and stand by the blower. I'll get back to you.
What's up?
Nothing.
May even come in the uniform of our own troops. But however he comes, we must stop him.
Peace is our
We must
profession.
not allow him to gain entrance to this base. First, trust no one, whatever his uniform or rank, unless he is known to you personally. Second, anyone or anything that approaches within 200 yards of the perimeter is to be fired upon. Third, if in doubt, shoot first and ask questions afterwards.
Wait.
Shoot a few casualties through accident than lose the entire base and its personnel through carelessness. I would like to say that in the 2 years it has been my privilege to be your commanding officer, I have always expected the best from you, and you have never given me anything less than that. Today,
I love how, like, the Cold War itself, from my understanding, from my memory, was a period of real tension, and between the two sides, you never know who was gonna snap. Like, it was just a period of tension. Who's gonna press the big red button, and then you get what I mean, right? And within the first, like, not even 5-10 minutes of this film, that whole tension of the Cold War period is alleviated. Like, there's no that, like, it's obviously intended from the film, but it's fantastic. I'm laughing my ass off to it. It's just funny how on the nose it is and obvious it is. Like, if in doubt, gentlemen, shoot first and ask questions after. Like, if my guy gets 60 rounds of an M60 put through his chest, then ask questions after. Just like, hang on a second. What did you want to find out the information first? Like, surrender, maybe get info out of him, then deal with him. No. It's just like, this is a period of real tension, or meant to be a period of real tension, and these guys are going on like it's just a day-to-day routine thing. Oh, we'll get back after it. Whereas in the real situation, or in the actual Cold War, there was probably no room for that, no time. Everyone was on the edge of their seat.
I told you to take it easy, Group Captain. There's nothing anybody can do about this thing now. I'm the only person who knows the three-letter code group.
Then I must insist, sir, that you give them to me.
He's gonna kill Mandrake, isn't he? Yeah, he is. He's gonna live up to his name.
Do I take it, sir, that you are threatening a brother officer with a gun?
Mandrake, I suppose it never occurred to you that while we're chatting here so enjoyably, a decision is being made by the President and the Joint Chiefs in the war room at the Pentagon. And when they realize there was no possibility of recalling the wing, there will be only one course of action open. Total commitment. And the international communist conspiracy to sap and impurify all of our precious bodily fluids.
Got it. You're against communism. Oh, SBS and their ads.
Listen to that. Talk about fluid stations. All churning it out. Hey, wow.
Being made. All right. Training.
I don't care. I purchased the movie. I rented it on Amazon Prime. SBS has 2-minute ads per ad. I couldn't stand it. Like, the ads were annoying. Bad luck.
Or the inclination for strategic thought.
Now, General Turgidson, what's going on here?
Mr. President, About 35 minutes ago, General Jack Ripper, the commanding general of Burleson Air Force Base, issued an order to the 34 B-52s of his wing, which were airborne at the time, as part of a special exercise we were holding called Operation Dropkick. Now, it appears...
Operation Dropkick. Oh, bro. The name. I'm sorry. Operation Dropkick. Are you serious right now? We're in the midst of a potential nuclear war, and you name it Operation. Bro, if you get bombed to Operation Dropkick, you deserve to lose the war. I don't care. I love how this guy, his plaque here says, "World targets in mega deaths." Nice. Nice.
Here.
Oh no, it's a file. It's a file.
Order called for the planes to attack their targets inside Russia. It's beginning to look like General Ripper exceeded his authority.
It certainly does. Far beyond the point I would have imagined possible.
You know what it is? It's the mannerisms and facial expressions of the actors as well. Like, there's no intensity to it, and that's what makes me laugh as well. Like, this guy's just, you know, he's like this, like, you know, sir, like, it seems like General Ripper exceeded his authority. Like, bro, Ripper just went rogue.
Well, perhaps you're forgetting the provisions of Plan R, sir.
Plan R?
Plan R is an emergency war plan in which a lower echelon commander may order nuclear retaliation after a sneak attack.
That's so stupid.
If the normal chain of command has been disrupted. You approved it, sir, you must remember.
Dumbass.
Surely you must recall, sir, when Senator Buford made that big hassle about our deterrent lacking credibility. One of the provisions of Plan R provides that once the go code is received, the normal SSB radios in the aircraft
He keeps doing
are
gum.
switched into a special coded device, which I believe is designated as CRM-114. Now, in order to prevent the enemy from issuing fake or confusing orders, CRM-114 is designed not to receive at all, unless the message is preceded by the correct three-letter code group prefix.
Then do you mean to tell me, General Turgidson, that you will be unable to recall the aircraft?
That's about silence. However, we are plowing through every possible three-letter combination of the code.
How soon did you say the planes would penetrate Russian radar cover?
About 18 minutes from now, sir.
Are you in contact with General Ripper?
No, sir, no. General Ripper sealed off the base and cut off all communication.
Where did you get all this information?
Cut off all communications. The way his face changes as he's delivering the lines is fantastic. This is also really well shot as well. Like, there's a lot of attention to detail in the scene. All the sort of uniform and attire of all the individuals as well, and different types of characters. They all have their distinct outfit, distinct hairstyles. You can see some of these members also look like they belong in the Nazi regime. But, yeah, it's all great. It's all great.
Listen, you go back to sleep behind. Bucky will be back there just as soon as he can.
Bucky.
Right. Listen, sure. Don't forget to say your prayers.
I want them to enter the base, locate General Ripper, and put him in immediate telephone contact with me.
Yes, sir.
The names of these
Mr.
individuals.
If I may advise, under condition red, it is standard procedure that the base be sealed off and the base defended by base security troops. Any force trying to enter there would certainly encounter very heavy casualties.
I'm not sure if Kubrick's making fun here of all the procedures or all the sort of administrative things that was undergone through the Cold War, like all the legislations, all the sort of fail-safes that were put into play, like the amount of maybe military procedures that were put into play. I think he's probably making fun of that. I'm not sure, because it seems like when this guy was describing all these procedures, that you have to do this, what Plan R is, how Plan R was put into action, I'm guessing it's making fun of all the procedures, all the regimes that were put into place in the Cold War, and how they were probably fail-safes for fail-safes and things like that. I'm guessing he's making fun of all that, and how overcomplicated everything ended up becoming, because they were trying to probably go for a plan B, and then they were trying to think of a plan B for plan B and things like that. Like, I'm guessing he's making fun of that.
Our hopes for recalling the 843rd bomb wing are quickly being reduced to a very low order of probability. 2. In less than 15 minutes from now, the Ruskies will be making radar contact with the planes.
There's no urgency.
3. When they do, they are going to go absolutely ape, and they're going to strike back with everything they got. 5.
The emphasis on the numbers. I'm sorry. He just sits there, dramatic pause. 5. It's like the numbers. The way he's delivering the numbers. I'm sorry.
We were to immediately launch an all-out and coordinated attack on all their airfields and missile bases. We'd stand a damn good chance of catching them with their pants down. Hell, we got a 5-to-1 missile superiority as it is. We could easily assign 3 missiles to every target and still have a very effective reserve force for any other contingency. 6. An unofficial study, which we undertook of this eventuality, indicated we would destroy 90% of their nuclear capabilities. We would therefore prevail and suffer only modest and acceptable civilian casualties from the remaining force, which would be badly damaged and uncoordinated.
General, it is the avowed policy.
Sounds like a plan.
Never to strike first with nuclear weapons.
Distinguishable post-war environments. One where you got 20 million people killed, and the other where you got 150 million people killed.
Still a lot of
About mass
people.
murder, General, not war.
Mr. President, I'm not saying we wouldn't get our hair mussed, but I do say no more than 10 to 20 million killed, tops, depending on the breaks.
I will not go down in history as the greatest mass murderer since Adolf Hitler.
Perhaps it might be better, Mr. President, if you were more concerned with the American people than with your image in the history books.
General Turgidson, I think I've heard quite sufficient from you. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, they have the ambassador waiting upstairs. Oh, good. Any difficulty?
Motherfucker said 10 to 20 million people.
MPs. Well, that can't be helped. Have them brought down here straight away. Yes, sir.
Is that the Russian ambassador you're talking about?
Yes, it is, General.
Am I to understand the Russian ambassador is to be admitted entrance to the war room?
That is correct. He is here on my orders.
I'm not sure if also during the Cold War there were also tensions between like the government side of things and also the military side. Like, I'm curious to see whether there was also tensions. I'm guessing there was, like, between the political Congress, things like that in the US, and also the military side of things, and like maybe the military not agreeing with what the government was putting in for, like it was enforcing and things like that.
3 pair of nylon stockings. Shoot, a fella could have a pretty good weekend in Vegas with all that stuff.
He went and did a silly thing. Well, I'll tell you what he did. He ordered his planes to attack your country. Well, let me finish, Dmitri. Let me finish, Dmitri. Well, listen, how do you think I feel about it? Can you imagine how I feel about it, Dmitri? Why do you think I'm calling you? Just to say hello? Of course I like to speak to you. Of course I like to say hello. Not now, but anytime, Dmitri. I'm just calling up to tell you something terrible has happened. You probably wouldn't have even got it.
Your country is about to be bombed in 10 minutes. Complete nuclear warfare. It's still a friendly call.
They will not reach their targets for at least another hour.
What?
I am positive, Dmitri. Listen, I've been all over this with your ambassador. It is not a trick.
He glances at the clock
Well,
and
I'll tell you.
the board.
We'd like to give your air staff a complete rundown on the targets, the flight plans, and the defensive systems of the plane. I am as sorry as you are, Dmitri. Don't say that you're more sorry than I am, because I'm capable of being just as sorry as you are. So we're both sorry, all right?
These guys.
Mandrake, have you never wondered why I drink only distilled water?
Why is
or
Ripper?
rainwater, and only pure grain alcohol?
Why is Ripper so obsessed with water and
Well,
fluids?
It did occur to me, Jack, yes.
Have you ever heard of a thing called fluoridation? Fluoridation of water?
Yes, I have heard of that, Jack, yes. Yes.
Well, do you know
Oh,
what it
the
is?
fluorides in water. And like tap water and things like
Do
that.
you realize that fluoridation is the most monstrously conceived and dangerous communist plot we have ever had to face?
Oh, we're just gonna approach the window where the bullets
Go
came
and
through.
play a dead game, soldier.
We're not gonna talk. Okay.
That's nice shooting, soldier.
We were afraid of a doomsday gap.
This is preposterous. I've never approved of anything like that.
Our source was the New York Times.
Dr. Strangelove, do we have anything like that in the works?
A moment, please, Mr. President.
I feel like Alan Tudyk can play this role.
As Director of Weapons Research and Development, it is not only possible, it is essential. That is the whole idea of this machine, you know. Deterrence is the art of producing in the mind of the enemy the fear to attack. So because of the automated and irrevocable decision-making process which rules out human meddling, the Doomsday Machine is terrifying.
The irony of the basis motto being peace is our profession, and then you just have an all-out warfare going outside of it. Yo, Ripper turning into Arnold Schwarzenegger from Judgment Day right here. Shooting from outside the building.
Women sense my power, and they seek the life essence. I do not avoid women, Mandrake.
Yeah.
But I do deny them my essence.
What the heck?
And my advice to you, Jack, is to give me the code now. And if those devils come back and try any rough stuff, we'll fight them together, boy, like we did just now on the floor, eh? You with your gun, and me with the belt and the ammo, feeding you, Jack. Feed me, you said, and I was feeding you, Jack.
Pause.
Mandrake.
Pause.
I happen to believe in a life after this one. I know I'll have to answer what I've done.
Is he gonna kill himself?
I think I can.
Yes, well, of course you can, Jack. Of course you can.
To protect the codes?
Yeah. I'm a religious man myself, you know, Jack. I believe in all that sort of thing, and I'm hoping, you know, Jack, you dropped your gun, Jack. Makes you feel marvelous. That's what we need, Jack. Water on the back of the neck and the code. Now, supposing I play a little guessing game with you, Jack.
Water on the back of the neck and the
I'll try and
code,
guess-
Jack. Is
I'll
this
try
such-
and guess what the code is.
Told you.
Missile still deflecting range 4 miles.
I thought the missile was deflecting, it wasn't gonna hit him. Because he kept saying continue evasive action, and like missile deflecting. I'm like, okay, it's not on target for them. But I guess the explosion was pretty close to them, and it didn't hit them directly.
General Ripper.
He's dead in the bathroom.
Where's the bathroom?
Next to you. I don't know what sort of stupid game this is you're playing, but I've got a very good idea what the recall code is, and I have to get in touch with SAC headquarters immediately. The court of inquiry on this will give you such a pranging. You'll be lucky if you end up wearing the uniform of a bloody toilet attendant.
I'm reading the comic in the background, or like the artwork.
Go ahead.
Gee,
Try and get
Dad,
the
thanks for
President
thinking
of
of
the United
us.
States on the phone.
Imagine the fate of the world comes down to having not enough coins or pennies to make the call.
Operator, this is Group Captain Lionel Mandrake. I'm speaking from Burleson Air Force Base. No, I'm perfectly serious, Operator. The President, yes, the President of the United States. Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't got enough change. Could you make this a collect call, Operator? Just one second, Operator. They won't accept the call. Have you got 55 cents?
Well, you don't think I'd go into combat with loose change in my pocket, do you?
Operator, hold on. I'll try and keep you a second. Colonel, that Coca-Cola machine, I want you to shoot the lock off it. There may be some change in there.
That's private property.
Oh my
Colonel,
gosh.
Can you possibly imagine what is going to happen to you, your frame, outlook, way of life, and everything, when they learn that you have obstructed a telephone call to the President of the United States? Can you imagine? Shoot it off! Shoot with a gun! That's what the bullets are for, you twit!
Okay.
Twit.
I'm gonna get your money for you. But if you don't get the President of the United States on that phone, you know what's gonna happen to you?
What?
You're gonna have to answer to the Coca-Cola company.
Off, man.
All other missions have acknowledged recall code.
Let's go.
This
We
is
good.
Site Communications Control.
For now.
Gentlemen! Gentlemen! Just bow our heads and give a short prayer of thanks for our deliverance. Lord, we have heard the wings of the angel of death fluttering over our heads from the Valley of Fear.
Premier Kissoff's calling again, and he's hopping mad.
Oh, there's still one plane in action. Because their comms have been shot.
Has increased. That's impossible. Right? I mean, look at the big board. 34 planes, 30 recalls acknowledged, and 4 splashes. And one of them was targeted for Laputa.
He says their air defense now only claims 3 aircraft confirmed. The 4th may only be damaged.
Mr. President.
The one eye and the eyeball movie.
Rat. I mean, supposing Kissoff is lying about that 4th plane, just looking for an excuse to clobber us. I mean, if the spaghetti hits a fan now, we're in trouble.
Turgidsen's the best character in this film.
Dmitri, look, if this report is true and the plane manages to bomb the target, is this gonna set off the Doomsday Machine? Dmitri, there's no point in you getting hysterical at a moment like this.
I love the relationship between the president and Dmitri.
Keep your feet on the ground when you're talking, Dmitri. I am not getting. No, Dmitri. I'm just worried. That's all. Now look, if our air staff say its primary target is Laputa and its secondary target is Borkov, I mean it's true, Dmitri. You got to believe it. Look, Dmitri? Can I give you just one word? Can I give you just one word of advice, Dmitri? Put everything you've got into those 2 sectors and you can't miss.
The amount of times I've heard the phrase Dmitri uttered, like, it's just...
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed, Dmitri, and remember, there's just one thing. We are all in this together. We're right behind you, Dmitri. We're with you all the way. Yes, well, we'll keep the line open.
We're all in this
All right,
together.
General Turgidsen, is there really a chance for that plane to get through?
Mr. President, if I may speak freely. The Rusky talks big, but frankly, we think he's short of know-how. I mean, you just can't expect a bunch of ignorant peons to understand a machine like some of ours. And that's not meant as an insult, Mr. Ambassador. I mean, you take your average Rusky, we all know how much guts he's got. Hell, look at all of them Nazis killed off, and they still wouldn't quit. If the pilot's good, see? I mean, if he's really sharp, he can barrel that baby in so low. I mean, you ought to see it sometime. It's a sight. A big plane like a 52.
I swear deep down Turgidsen wants it to happen.
Chickens in the barnyard.
Yeah, but has he got a chance?
Has he got a chance?
Hell yeah! he said it! I was about to say the same thing at the same time. Oh, bro, I gotta rewind that. I said hell yeah at the same time. I gotta watch that quietly.
Like a 52 room. It's jet exhaust frying chickens in the barnyard.
Yeah, but has he got a chance?
Has he got a chance? Hell yeah.
He let his excitement get the better of him. He's like...
Track indicators to maximum deflection.
Oh, the main pilot's name's Kong? I just realized that. Hi there, dear John, on the nukes. I'm actually curious to see whether they pull this off. Is Kong gonna drop down? Yeah, I was about to say, is he gonna drop down with the bomb?
Hey, what about Major Kong?
Right in the cowboy. Oh wait, they actually did it. Oh, this is not gonna end well.
At the bottom of some of our deeper mine shafts, radioactivity would never penetrate a mine some thousands of feet deep.
People could actually stay down there for 100 years?
It would not be difficult, my Fuhrer. Nuclear reactors could... I'm sorry, Mr. President. Nuclear reactors could provide power almost indefinitely. It would be absolutely vital that our top government and military men be included to foster and impart the required principles of leadership and tradition.
He couldn't help it. He couldn't help it.
Actually, they would breed prodigiously, eh?
My man's still
With
living in the Nazi
breeding
regime.
techniques and a ratio of, say, 10 females to each male, I would guess that they could then work their way back to the present gross national product within, say, 20 years. Also, when they go down into the mine, everyone would still be alive. There would be no shocking memories. With a spirit of bold curiosity for the adventure ahead. Ha! Mein Führer! I can walk!
Yep, that's the only way a nuclear standoff can end, basically. If one nation fires their missiles, like happened here with Kong and his crew, one goes off, once the other nation retaliates, and then the other nation retaliates back, it's only going to end in Armageddon. It's only going to end in the destruction of the world. I think this is proper archival footage of the nuclear test in the ocean, right? Scary, scary, scary forms of weaponry, man. The end? The end made at Shepperton Studios, England. By hey, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed Doctor Strangelove. It's an hour and a half, or I believe like an hour 35 minutes. It sent the message it needed to send in that time frame. I didn't need to be longer than that. It was perfectly entertaining satire and commentary, obviously, on the Cold War. And Kubrick did his thing. I mean, the cinematography itself in this film, like, it wasn't like 2001: A Space Odyssey. It didn't need to be. It was simplistic and effective. From a technical standpoint, what really carried this film, obviously, was the message Kubrick was trying to send, but it was also the acting. The acting was phenomenal. The way the characters are portrayed in this film, so over the top, so on the nose. It is absolutely fantastic. I think Buck, that's his nickname, he was my favorite. He was absolutely outstanding. The mannerisms, he wasn't only acting with his face, he was acting with his entire body. You saw it at points. It was absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, I really enjoyed Doctor Strangelove. I'm interested to see the reception at the time this film came out. I'm really intrigued to see how this film was received at the time it came out. I'm just very intrigued in that department, because I think this film came out amidst the Cold War, like in the heat of the Cold War, while it was still going. So, and the main message is trying to send, obviously, that this is only going to end one way, the destruction of humankind. Like, it's not going to end well for any party, no matter what you think. If one goes off, the rest are going off. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Doctor Strangelove. I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed my reaction. As always, been your boy Elie Moses. Take care. God bless. Peace.